Today in Review This Thing, we're going to review this thing, the Mossberg SA-28 Tactical Turkey. This is Adrienne with Review This Thing, and I am really excited to tell you about the Mossberg SA-28 Tactical Turkey. We got this gun right before turkey season last year. We have shot it a ton, and Robbie actually killed his Colorado turkey with it last year. We've already posted a couple of pattern testing videos with it, and we have several more to come, so you might want to subscribe so you don't miss those. We are also doing a giveaway. You heard that right. So if you may be interested in winning one of these for yourself, stay tuned to the end of the video for more details. Let's go ahead and review this thing. You know the drill. We're going to cover the facts. The first part is fit. First of all, throughout this whole video, this gun is completely unloaded. The first thing with fit is the length of pull. The SA-28 has a fixed length of pull at 13 inches with the recoil pad. Now I'm 5'4", and this gun is about perfect for me, which makes it incredibly comfortable to hold for a long time, like when you're turkey hunting, and to shoot. The other part of fit that makes a big difference to me is how comfortable is it to reach the trigger. Now, I am all about the pistol grip or the thumb hole stock, especially when it comes to turkey hunting. You know how it is when you're sitting and just waiting on that turkey to come in. The longer that you have to sit there and hold the gun, things start falling asleep, and the pistol grip on the Tactical Turkey combats that big time. This grip has a rubberized texture, which helps you hold on to it better, especially if it's wet or something like that. And you can see how close the trigger is to the grip. So even with smaller hands, you can very comfortably hold on to that grip, rest your finger on the trigger, and be ready to squeeze it when it's time. I reviewed the Mossberg 500 410 last year, and grip was really my only complaint. It was a little bit too long from my finger to the trigger, so I had to hold it out in kind of that weird position, which became uncomfortable. That definitely does not happen with this one. And the forend has plenty enough room so I can rest it on my trigger stick, and there's still enough room for my hand. For me, I feel like the fit on the Mossberg SA-28 is perfect. Even Robbie at 5'10" absolutely loves this gun and would say the exact same thing. So we're gonna have to give it a 5 out of 5. Now is the Mossberg SA-28 as advertised. The first thing they advertise is that the size provides maneuverability. With a 22-inch vent rib, the total length is 39 inches. And with this synthetic stock, it only weighs right around 6 pounds. So it feels like a very compact shotgun, making it really easy to carry around the woods. Plus it has these swivel studs for your sling, which helps with that too. The other thing I like is how narrow it is. Along with the fit we talked about, that fact makes it really easy to hold it for a long time, as well as be pretty maneuverable if you're shooting at clays. The other thing they advertise is a smooth cycling system. The SA in SA-28 stands for semi-automatic, and this one has a gas-operated system that we have found to be very smooth. When I did the first pattern test with the SA-28 with the stock choke, there were a couple of rounds that ejected, but then the pull didn't stay locked back. Once I switched chokes, that never has happened again. So I don't know if that was the choke or if it was just the gun getting warmed up, because it hasn't happened since then and we've shot it a ton. And the last thing they advertise is low recoil. The 28 gauge is known as a sub gauge because it doesn't have as big a bore as a 12 gauge. Those are going to have noticeably more recoil than this one. However, this is going to be bigger than a 410, so it's going to have more than that. Now, having said that, the amount of recoil is also going to depend on the type of load you're shooting. So whenever you're shooting just target loads or maybe small game loads, the recoil is going to be almost not even noticeable. But whenever you're shooting those TSS turkey loads out of it like we've been testing, you can definitely tell there's recoil and you're going to feel it. Again, less than a 20 or a 12, but still noticeable. Now, you're not going to notice that when you're shooting at a turkey, obviously, but for my testing videos, I've been using just a limb saver recoil pad to stick on the end, and it helps a ton. Overall, I'm going to have to say that the Mossberg SA-28 does exactly what they say it should, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. Before we move on to the next section, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and comment and let us know what you think. If you really like what we do, we would really appreciate it if you would subscribe if you haven't, click that notification bell, and share our video with your friends. Then when you finish this video, go over to reviewthisthingtv.com, sign up for our newsletter. We got all kinds of great content you're not going to want to miss, including some deals. And you can go to our website to get more information about the giveaway I mentioned as well. But stay tuned to the end for more details. Now into construction and durability. In addition to what we've already talked about, I want to point out this really cool mossy oak green leaf pattern. It's just super neat because it's old school and a lot of fun. It does come with a fiber optic ghost ring sight. I left it on there for that first pattern test video. It was pretty easy at 40 yards to stay accurate and repeatable, and that was true also whenever we went shooting skeet. But it also comes with a pick rail, which is great if you want to attach a scope or a red dot, which we did last year. But now you can see neither of those is going on. We actually got a co-witness mount from Meadow Creek Mounts that has got the Burris Fastfire 3 attached to it. The Meadow Creek Mounts is cool because it brings the red dot further away, so you have more field of view, and it brings it down lower, so I can get a little bit better cheek weld. So with this setup, I am super excited to hunt with it this year. As I mentioned, it does come with a stock extended turkey choke. Spoiler alert, if you can get a turkey within 40 yards and you can aim pretty decent, you're gonna kill it with pretty much any TSS load that we've shot. As far as the action, I found it really easy to work. The pull is easy to pull back, locks in well. The SA-28 does have a 4+1 capacity, so check your regs, make sure you have a plug in there if your state doesn't allow that many shells. The other thing I like about the construction of the SA-28 is it has a cross bolt safety, which to me is the perfect position because if you're on that pistol grip and you want to be ready, your finger is already right there, so you just flip the safety and you're right there at the trigger. Now, speaking of the trigger, this is probably my only complaint about this gun. The stock trigger is quite a bit heavier than we tend to like. So we just ordered an aftermarket spring and switched that out. And now it has about a 4-pound trigger pull. And I think it shoots awesome. I absolutely love this shotgun, especially the way it's set up now. I am going to take a little bit off because of that trigger, but to fix that trigger issue is not a big deal. So because of that, I'm going to give construction and durability a 4.75 out of 5. Now on to testimonials and reviews. As usual, it's pretty hard to find scored reviews for firearms, but the ones that I did were a 5 out of 5. So I did a little digging to see if I could find somebody who would complain about something, and somebody mentioned that the front cap came loose while they were shooting. Now I can tell you that Robbie has a pretty obsessive habit of checking that to make sure it hasn't come loose, and we have never noticed that it's loose. But while you're hunting with it especially, check it and just make sure it's good and tight. You know the deal, we gotta tell you the score we found, so testimonials and reviews gets a 5 out of 5. And finally, should you buy this thing? As always, it depends on what you're looking for. If you are dead set on having a 12 gauge or a 20 gauge, then maybe don't look at the SA-28. But if you've been considering a sub gauge, especially a 28, then this may be perfect for you, especially for turkey hunting. You've seen the insane patterns we've gotten out of it with those TSS loads, and Robbie and I have in person seen it roll a turkey at least 35 yards. The only real downside to a 28 gauge is that the ammo is not as readily available as, say, a 12 or a 20, but most of the ones we use for turkey hunting we have to order anyway, so it's not really a big deal. MSRP is $902, but most of the places I've seen it on sale retail for about $750. I absolutely love turkey hunting with the 410 last year, but I can tell you this is definitely going to be my go-to this season. So because of that, should you buy this thing, I'm going to have to give it a 5 out of 5. Now it's time to tell you about our huge ultimate turkey hunting giveaway. With huntinggeardeals.com, we've been able to partner with some amazing companies. Our grand prize, you can actually win this exact setup. So you have a Mossberg SA-28 Tactical Turkey with a Burris Fastfire 3 red dot, Meadow Creek mount, True-Lock 3-step choke, and your own Viper ammunition. And if you've been keeping up over the past couple of years, you know that that combination is insanely deadly. We have second and third prizes as well. Those prizes are just as awesome as this one, so you're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you click on the link below. There are multiple ways to enter, so check it out and enter for your chance to win your very own. Hey, thanks for watching our Mossberg SA-28 Tactical Turkey review video. While you're here, watch a bunch of videos, comment, like it, share it with your friends. Go to our website, reviewthisthingtv.com, sign up for our newsletter, check out our Holler store, our Amazon storefront, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest.